Have you ever met someone who seems distant, yet cares more deeply than anyone else you know? Someone who plans every step, but still feels lost inside? That's Virgo. Here's a truth you may not expect: Virgo isn't just the perfectionist of the zodiac. Behind their calm surface hides one of the most fragile and complex emotional worlds. Their endless analyzing, their constant planning, it's not about control. It's about survival. But why? Why would someone so strong feel so vulnerable? Today, we're going to unlock the hidden psychology of Virgo. The side no one talks about. The reasons behind their silence. Their need for order. Their slow journey toward love. And how all of it connects to something much deeper: their soul's search for emotional safety. If you're a Virgo, or you love one, what you'll discover today might change the way you see yourself. And if you're someone who struggles to understand Virgo's walls, stay with me. What I'm about to share could help you see through them. So, before we dive deeper, take a moment to like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel. I promise, what's coming next will open your heart in ways you don't expect. Have you ever caught yourself overthinking something so small that you couldn't even explain why it mattered? Maybe you kept replaying a conversation in your mind, worrying you said the wrong thing. Or maybe you spent hours planning every little detail of something simple. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, you might just share something very important with Virgo. You see, when people talk about Virgo, they usually say the same things: organized, perfectionist, detail-oriented. But what they don't tell you is why. Why does Virgo need to plan so much? Why does their mind never stop analyzing, calculating, and preparing? It's not about being a control freak. It's about safety. It's about protecting themselves from a world that often feels too unpredictable, too chaotic. Deep inside, Virgo feels vulnerable. Not weak, but fragile. Like a porcelain heart wrapped inside layers of logic and plans. Their overthinking isn't just a habit. It's a survival strategy. A way to control life before life controls them. Think about it. When life feels uncertain, what do? We prepare. We plan. Virgo takes that instinct and amplifies it, living in a constant state of mental preparation. Because to them, preparation means protection. But here's where it gets deeper. Virgo's perfectionism doesn't come from pride. It comes from fear. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of letting people down. Fear of losing love. Every time they obsess over the tiniest flaw, it's not to impress others. It's to calm that silent voice in their mind that whispers, "You're not enough." They think, if. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that every mistake felt like it was your fault? That's what Virgo lives with every day. When something goes wrong in their relationships, Virgo doesn't just blame the situation. They blame themselves. It doesn't matter if it wasn't their fault. Their mind replays every detail, every word, every action, searching for what they could have done differently. This is not self-pity. This is Virgo's way of trying to understand why they got hurt. Their analytical mind tries to fix the pain by finding the cause. But in their heart, they secretly believe the cause is them. It's a heavy burden, isn't it? To carry the weight of every failed relationship, every argument, every silence. Virgo's emotional wounds go deeper than most people realize. They love carefully. But they hurt deeply. They may smile at you and say they're fine, but inside, they're still holding the sadness of something that happened long ago. That's why Virgo needs understanding, not judgment. When you see them retreat into themselves, don't push them to open up. Just sit with them. Be patient. Let your quiet presence show them that they don't have to carry it all alone. Now, imagine their life outside of relationships. Virgo doesn't only organize their home because they like things neat. They do it because it calms their mind. Every drawer sorted. Every paper filed. Every corner clean. It's not about appearance. It's about control. When the world feels too big, too fast, too unpredictable, Virgo turns to their space. They create order outside, so they can breathe inside. Their perfectly arranged bookshelves, their color-coded schedules, these are not habits. They are survival tools. Little rituals that give Virgo a sense of peace, even when their heart feels like chaos. But here's something most people miss. Virgo's constant search for knowledge isn't about showing how smart they are. It's about feeling safe. For Virgo, knowledge is power. Not the power to control others, but the power to protect themselves. If they know enough, they won't be caught off guard. If they learn everything they can, life won't surprise them. Behind every book they read, every fact they memorize, is a quiet fear that they won't be prepared when life throws its next storm. So they learn. They prepare. They gather information like others gather armor. Because to Virgo, knowing more feels like being safer. But sometimes, this thirst for knowledge isolates them. They spend so much time inside their mind, they forget to let people into their heart. If you love a Virgo, encourage them to share what they're learning. Not just facts, but feelings. Let them know you're not just interested in their mind, but in their soul. Ask them what's behind their questions. Ask them how they feel, not just what they know. You'll be surprised at the depth of the answers they've been keeping to themselves. Now, let's talk about love again. Specifically, the Virgo woman. Winning her heart is not easy. Not because she's cold, but because she's careful. She watches. She listens. She remembers everything. Every promise you break. Every little inconsistency. Not because she wants to catch you failing, but because she wants to trust you. She wants to believe in love. But she needs proof. Patience. Consistency. Quiet loyalty. That's what wins a Virgo woman's heart. Not grand gestures or empty words, but steady presence. Thoughtful actions. Showing her that you're not just saying you care, you're proving it. And when you do, when you finally earn her trust, her love is unshakable. She won't give up easily. She won't stop loving just because things get hard. Virgo doesn't love for attention. She loves for forever. But she needs to know you're safe before she lets herself fall. It can be frustrating, right? Waiting for her to open up. Feeling like she's always doubting you. But remember, her skepticism is not rejection. It's protection. She's protecting herself from past hurts. From being vulnerable too quickly. From trusting the wrong person again. If you truly care about her, prove it. With time. With patience. With actions that match your words. And slowly, she'll let you into the parts of her heart she never shows anyone else. In all areas of life, Virgo carries the same careful energy. Whether it's love, work, or friendship, they observe first. Analyze second. And trust last. That's just how they're wired. But once that trust is earned, it's the most valuable thing you'll ever receive. And this is where Virgo's true beauty shines. Not in how quickly they love, but in how deeply they choose to love when they finally feel safe. What's next might surprise you. Because in the following moments, we'll explore the hidden emotional wounds, the quiet fears, and the silent battles that make Virgo one of the most misunderstood signs of the zodiac. The final parts of this video will reveal truths that are both profound and perhaps a little painful. So stay with me, the most revealing insights are still to come. Have you ever noticed how Virgo always seems one step ahead? Not just in plans or conversations, but in sensing when something's wrong. Even when there's no proof. Even when nothing has been said. That's Virgo's intuition at work. It's not magic. It's not paranoia. It's a deeply rooted instinct that tells them when something feels off. And when that feeling comes, they don't argue with it. They trust it. They step back. They protect their energy. Imagine being in a relationship, thinking everything is fine, and suddenly, Virgo pulls away. No explanation. No fight. Just distance. You might think they're being cold or overreacting. But in their heart, they've already felt the shift. A silence that wasn't there before. A hesitation in your voice. A change in the way you say I love you. Virgo senses betrayal before it happens. And even without proof, they act. Not to punish you, but to protect themselves. Because once Virgo suspects dishonesty, their mind won't let it go. Their heart won't risk being broken without reason. So they create space, hoping they. Have you ever wondered why a Virgo can seem so quiet, yet express so much without saying a word? It's because their love language isn't loud. It's not found in dramatic declarations or public displays of affection. Virgo shows love in small ways. In subtle actions. In silent gestures that most people overlook. Like sharing their favorite dish with you. Like offering you the last bite of something they love. To Virgo, sharing isn't casual. It's sacred. It's their way of saying, I trust you. I want you to feel what makes me feel safe. This isn't just about food. It's about vulnerability. Because when Virgo shares their world with you, even in the smallest ways, they're letting you into their private space. And that space is precious. But here's something that might surprise you. Despite being cautious and careful in relationships, Virgo can actually fall in love more easily than people think. They're naturally romantic. Even if they don't show it in obvious ways. Sometimes, Virgo's heart opens before their mind can catch up. They might flirt without realizing they're flirting. They might grow attached before they've even considered whether this person is truly right for them. And then, they get hurt. Because Virgo doesn't always think about the consequences of opening their heart too soon. They act on emotion, but blame themselves when it all falls apart. If you've ever seen a Virgo retreat after a heartbreak, you'll understand. They pull back. They become colder. Not because they've stopped believing in love, but because they're trying to protect what's left of their heart. Each failed relationship teaches Virgo a lesson. And those lessons are heavy. Don't judge them for being cautious. Understand that every wall they build is made from the bricks of past betrayals. If you love a Virgo, be patient enough to help them dismantle those walls. Brick by brick. Now, one of Virgo's most beautiful qualities is also one of their most misunderstood. Virgo is real. Authentic. Honest. They don't play games. They don't fake emotions to please others. Virgo hates manipulation. They avoid people who wear masks. That's why they're so selective with their circle. They crave genuine connections. Real conversations. Sincere feelings. If a Virgo lets you in, it's because they believe you're real. That belief is sacred to them. And once it's broken, it's nearly impossible to repair. This need for authenticity is part of Virgo's soul. It's why they're often labeled as too serious or too intense. But the truth is, Virgo simply values honesty more than comfort. They'd rather face a hard truth than live in a beautiful lie. And that's something we can all learn from them. In a world full of filtered lives and masked emotions, Virgo reminds us that being genuine is a rare and precious gift. But here's where things get even more intimate. For Virgo, a kiss isn't just a kiss. It's a moment of emotional vulnerability. A Virgo doesn't kiss to pass the time. They kiss to express something deeper. Something words can't say. When Virgo kisses you, it means they trust you. It means you've broken through their defenses. It means their heart has chosen you, even if their mind still whispers fears. This is why Virgo rarely rushes into physical intimacy. They need to feel emotionally safe first. They need to believe that their vulnerability won't be used against them. If you've ever shared a first kiss with a Virgo, you'll know it's slow, deliberate, thoughtful, and unforgettable. Because to Virgo, affection must be sincere. Otherwise, it's meaningless. So if you're waiting for a Virgo to open up, don't push. Don't demand closeness before they're ready. Be present. Be patient. And when they finally lean in, you'll feel the weight of their trust in that simple touch. And now, as we stand near the heart of this journey, what comes next might surprise you. Because the final 3 truths about Virgo aren't just facts. They're reflections of their soul. They reveal why Virgo struggles, why they succeed, and why they remain one of the most paradoxical signs of the zodiac. In the next chapter, we'll uncover the complexities that make Virgo both the most grounded and the most emotionally intricate of all. So stay with me. The deepest secrets of Virgo are about to be revealed. Virgo is a homebody. But not in the way you might think. It's not just that they enjoy quiet nights or tidy spaces. It's that home, for Virgo, is the one place where they feel safe to be imperfect. Outside, they wear the mask of perfection. The one who's capable, prepared, responsible. But behind closed doors, Virgo allows themselves to breathe. To rest. To be messy. Their connection to home isn't about physical walls. It's about emotional safety. It's about creating a space where their soul can soften. They'll spend hours organizing a shelf. Not because the shelf matters, but because the process calms their racing mind. They'll light the same candle every night. Not out of habit, but as a ritual of comfort. Virgo's home is their sanctuary. A reflection of their inner world. Clean, orderly, but full of small details that hold hidden meaning. To love a Virgo is to understand that their home is not a place you enter lightly. It's where they let their guard down. Where they stop pretending to be perfect. Where they simply are. And when you're invited into that space, cherish it. Because it means they trust you enough to be real. Enough to let you see them, without the mask. But here's the paradox. The hardest truth about Virgo. They crave love. They want to be seen. They long for someone who understands their complicated heart. But at the same time, they make themselves hard to love. Not because they're difficult people, but because their standards are so high. They demand honesty. They expect consistency. And they need emotional safety before they can fully open up. This is why Virgo's relationships are often a dance of contradictions. They want closeness but fear vulnerability. They desire connection but analyze every word. They seek loyalty yet push people away when they feel unsafe. It's not easy being a Virgo. Their heart wants to trust. But their mind keeps asking, will this person really stay? And yet, when Virgo finally lets someone in, their love is one of the most grounded, most real, and most lasting you'll ever know. Because Virgo doesn't choose impulsively. They choose carefully. They choose with their whole being. If you are a Virgo, understand this. Your complexity isn't a flaw. It's a sign of depth. You're not too much. You're not too complicated. You're simply someone who needs real love, the kind that's patient enough to earn its place. And if you love a Virgo, be patient. Be consistent. Be honest. Over time, you'll realize you're loving someone who will never take your heart for granted. So, what does this all mean? Maybe it means Virgo is here to teach us that love isn't about rushing. It's about building. That perfection isn't a goal, it's a shield. And sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who fear being broken the most. Maybe it reminds you that every quiet person has a loud inner world you cannot see. Or maybe, it simply means Virgo is proof that love, real love, takes time. If you see yourself in this video, if you're a Virgo who's always felt misunderstood, or if you love someone who fits this story, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your journey. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. You might just help them understand themselves a little better. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Not just for more insights about Virgo, but for deeper stories about every sign. About love. About life. And about the ways we all carry hidden battles. There's so much more waiting for you in the next videos. But for now, take a deep breath. And remember, you're allowed to be both strong and vulnerable. Just like Virgo.